Get ready. It's time for the Idaho Podcast with your host, Danny Ventura. Welcome to the Idaho Podcast. I'm your host, Danny Ventura, and I appreciate you joining me today. I have dreamed of starting a podcast since 2020 during the awful pandemic. I just struggled to find a topic or a theme that I was sincerely passionate about. That was until my wife Kathy and I moved to Idaho in late 2022. Kathy and I were both born and raised in Southern California, and honestly, we never thought in a million years we'd ever leave there. But due to part of our family moving here and just the overall decline of the quality of life in California, here we are. I can honestly say we have absolutely no regrets. I'd say, in fact, the only regret we have is that we didn't do this sooner. We've been in Idaho for just over a year, and it has become home. Frankly, it's become a home that we've never experienced before. The people, neighbors, and friends we have here are of an authenticity we had only been able to hope for. We're closer to certain people here than most of the folks we've ever come to know in California. Then you add the magnificent four seasons, the sheer beauty of the incredible landscape, mountains, lakes, and rivers. It's pretty easy to realize why we call Idaho home. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and why I'm doing this. My very first career was being an on-air personality for a few different radio stations. That was back in the early 80s, when AM radio was what everyone listened to. Radio was my favorite job ever. I never really considered it a job, in fact. But radio is a difficult job to make a lasting career. Very, very few actually make it big or can even make it a career. I wanted a wife and a family. I realized the somewhat uncertain and transient nature of the radio lifestyle wouldn't be conducive to my desire of a family. So I left radio, and I have been working in a big boy job ever since. I'm currently a business consultant for a large publicly traded company, and I do enjoy what I do. But it wasn't feeding my passion to get back into broadcasting. So I've decided to start a new hobby as a podcaster. I'm not naive in thinking that this is going to pay my bills. In fact, I'm not even doing it for the money or any kind of notoriety, to be honest. I'm doing it to fulfill my passion, and if it can be entertaining, educational, or even provide a tip here or there, I will consider it successful. After 3 years of almost trying too hard to come up with a podcast idea, topic, or subject, it became as obvious as breathing to share Idaho and all it has to offer with others. I will broadcast weekly, shows with diverse and exciting guests and topics for your enjoyment. If you have a topic or a person you recommend or would like me to consider, please DM me on the Idaho Podcast Facebook page or send me an email to the idahopodcast@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. I'm super pumped for this new opportunity, and I invite you to join me on this exciting journey. The Idaho Podcast. Live to your fullest, work to your finest, and play to your greatest. Thanks for listening. I'll see you soon.